Hey y'all, I'm Robin. Welcome back to my channel. So today we are filming my favorite video every single month, and that is my TBR. So we are picking out my April TBR. I don't have much in the way of like strict reading plans in April. The only things that I am planning on participating in is the buzzword prompt for the month of April, and I am stretching this one big time. So the buzzword prompt for April is big or little, and any variation of that. So large, tiny, small, enormous, whatever. I am stretching it massively and I'm choosing long as my big word. I did a poll over on Instagram where I asked people if they thought that that would fit, and the majority supported my decision to stretch this prompt. So I do have a book picked out for that. But other than that, I just have a couple of videos that I'm filming. So I'm not participating in any readathons or anything like that as far as I know in the month of April. It is the 22nd today of March. So I am filming this a little bit early. So there might be something that pops up. But as of right now, I am really just doing some video things and then that buzzword challenge. So my TBR is wide open. If you haven't watched one of these TBRs before, I will link last month's up in the cards, or the playlist. I'll link the playlist up in the cards. The quick rundown is I just have some challenges in this little jar and I pick out 8-ish prompts out of this jar every single month, and I try to fit books on my TBR into these challenges. I try to only pick books that I own in some capacity. It's an audiobook, an ebook, an art, whatever it is, or my physical shelf, just to make sure that I'm reading things that I already have on my TBR. We are going to start picking out the prompts. So starting right away, we're going to pick our first prompt. I'm just kind of mixing them up. And let's pick this one. And this one, I feel like I've picked this one every single month, and that is to read a book that is recommended or hyped. And for this one, I have a lot of options. So I could do A Love Letter to Whiskey by Candy Steiner. I know Jess from Peace Love Books absolutely loves Candy Steiner. And I also have Dating Dr. Dill, which was a book of the month pick. And this has been getting a lot of really good reviews. I could also go with the Necessary Evil series, and this is the next book, Headcase. This is another really, really hyped series. However, I have two Mariana Zapata books that were at my local Barnes& Noble, and I have never read a Mariana Zapata book, and I know both of these are really, really well loved. I think I want to read one of these. I'm kind of leaning towards culty, only because it's a soccer romance and this is an ice skating romance, and this feels more like a winter read to me. I don't know why. But from what I understand, this is a romance between a female soccer player and her coach, I believe. All I know about Mariana Zapata books are, one, they are chunky beasts, and they are very, very slow burn, but I've heard such good things about this, so I think this is going to be the first book on my TBR. Prompt number 2 is going to be, let's go with this one. And this one is to read a new release. So for new release, I think I'm just going to get this on my TBR right away, and that is The Long Game by Rachel Reed. This is the book that I am using roughly for the buzzword prompt. So this is the next book in the, I don't remember the name of the series, but it's the follow-up to The Heated Rivalry, and it's a hockey romance, and we're following the same characters, Shane and Isla, and they had their happily for now in Heated Rivalry, but they are now trying to decide if they want to take their relationship into the open, because they are both professional hockey players and they don't want their relationship status to shine over their career. They are not sure if they want to take their relationship public, and it is them working through that. I've seen nothing but amazing reviews and I was obsessed with The Heated Rivalry, so I cannot wait to get started on this one. Prompt number 3. In case you can't tell, I'm in a huge romance mood. That's like all I want to read lately. So that's probably what this TBR is going to be pretty much filled with. Let's go with this one. And this is to read a light colored cover. So for light colored cover, I'm going to go with Arson by Mia Asher. This is a author that I really want to give a try. I've never read anything from her before, but I've seen her books around a lot and I want to give them a try. So this is one that I am really interested in reading. This is a romance between a woman who is married and a man who is not. It's a love triangle. Love these types of angsty romances, and I am really, really excited to give this one a read. Prompt number 4. I feel like I pick the same ones every single month, and I'm not sure why. I'm trying to like mix them up and like pick new prompts, but let's go with this guy. And this one is to read a backlist book. So for a backlist title, I'm going to go with One is a Promise by Pam Godwin. This is another author that I have had on my TBR forever. I know that Sea of Ruin and Lessons of Sin are like her more popular books, but this one was free randomly on Kindle one day, so I ended up getting this for free, and it's been sitting in my Kindle library forever. And so I think this is the perfect time to prioritize it since I am in a romance mood. I know nothing about this. I don't want to read the synopsis for this at all, but like I said, I've heard really good things about this author, and it is an author that I want to give a try and see if I love myself. Prompt number 5. I feel like this entire TBR so far has been romances that I don't know anything about. Let's go with this as our next one, and this one is to read one of my most anticipated releases. So I have a list of most anticipated books. I will pop up a picture of the graphic that I made here, and I'm gonna go look at that list and see which one I want to read. So the only one on here that I could read is Below Zero by Ali Hazelwood. This comes out April 5th. I do get these audiobooks through Penguin Random House Audio. The rest of the books that are on here, technically, I have plans for. So even though I do own some of these, I don't want to read them because I have video plans and things for that. Below Zero is the 3rd and final book in Ellie Hazelwood's like STEMinist audio series that she's releasing. It's 3 audiobooks that are releasing, and they will later be released as physical copies, but they are being like written and produced for audio first. This is the final friend of the 3 friends in the books, and she is an aerospace engineer, I believe, and she is in the Arctic, do some sort of research, and she ends up getting injured while she's there. She's kind of stranded, and the only person that is willing to do a rescue mission is her sworn enemy. So it's an enemies to lovers romance, and I absolutely cannot wait. I've given the last 2 5 stars. I adore these romances, and I am so excited for this one. I think it might be my favorite, but we shall see. Prompt number 6. Let's pick this one. And this one is to read a book by an author I already love. So for this, I think I'm going to go with I Kissed Sarah Wheeler by Casey McQuiston. I've read Casey McQuiston's previous 2 books. I absolutely adored them. This is their first YA book, and I believe it's kind of like a mystery romance YA story. I don't know a whole ton about it. I'm trying to ignore some of these books on Goodreads because I don't want to be spoiled by the ratings, spoiled by reviews, anything like that. So from what I remember of the synopsis, our heroine is kissed by Sarah, and Sarah suddenly goes missing, and she joins up with these 2 boys who either previously had kisses with Sarah or were previously in a relationship with Sarah. And the 3 of them team up, and they are going to try and find her and uncover all of these secrets behind who she is and why she does the things that she does and where she's disappeared to. I believe there's a romance between somebody in here, but I don't know who. So I'm really excited for this, and I will be vlogging this. Prompt number 7 is, let's go with this guy. And this is to read a contemporary story. So for a contemporary, I'm going to go with Love Flushed by Evie Mitchell. This is the next book in her All Access series, and I am so excited for this one. Not only do I absolutely adore Evie Mitchell, she is fantastic, but this is Own Voices for the Crohn's rep, which our heroine has Crohn's, and this is going to be part of my like chronic illness video. So the heroine has Crohn's, I have ulcerative colitis, and they are extremely similar. This is going to be one of the books that I read for that video where I talk about my chronic illness, my journey with the chronic illness, and then read a couple of books that have IBD rep in it, and this is one of them. And Evie Mitchell also has Crohn's, so I'm really excited. All I really know about this is our heroine starts like a toilet paper company, and it's like a subscription service. I think this is a second chance romance between like a guy that she had a relationship with in the past. That's all I really know about it. I've been trying to avoid reading the synopsis for this one just because I knew that I was going to be reading this for a video, and so I'm really excited. I loved the first book. It was so good, so steamy, and I'm really excited for this one. I can't wait. Prompt number 8. I do think I'm going to pick 10 this month only because I'm really liking all the books that I have on this list, and there's a lot more books that I want to read. So we're going to go for 10 this month. So prompt number, what did I say? 8 is this one. And this is to read, oh no, this ruins everything, a mystery, thriller, or horror book. Okay, so this was actually pretty difficult for me to pick because I don't have any mystery, thriller, or horror on my list for this month, but I do have one from March that I don't think I'm going to be able to finish. I did start it, but I only got to page 40. So that is The Cartographers by Pink Shepherd. Like I said, I did technically start this for a video, but I am literally on chapter 4. So I didn't get very far into this, and it is a mystery. All I really know about it up until this point is that we are following our heroine, who used to be like a cartographer, and she used to work for the New York Public Library underneath her father, who is like a renowned cartographer, obviously. He suddenly dies, and she finds this map in his office, and this map is the reason why she no longer speaks to her father and why she lost her job, and she doesn't understand why this map was hidden in his secret compartment, and that map kind of takes her down this mystery. And I was just getting to the point where she was realizing that the map might mean something. I ended up having to put this down, but I was really, really liking the writing in here. So this is one that I still want to continue with. It just wasn't super high on my TBR. Prompt number 9 is, let's go with this guy. And so this is to read a book with a sun on the cover, and this was a prompt that was left over from March when I was going to be doing the magical readathon. So I'm just going to toss that one off to the side, pick another one. Sometimes I will put in like temporary ones and then I miss them when I take them out. So let's go with this one instead. And this one is to read a paranormal story. So for paranormal, I'm going to go with Go Hex Yourself by Jessica Clare, and this is a paranormal romantic comedy. This is following a girl who doesn't know that magic exists, but she thinks that she is like applying for like a job that has to do with her favorite game called Spellcraft, and she ends up becoming a familiar to a witch. She like discovers that magic is real, and she keeps working for this witch, and she has an enemies to lovers romance with that witch's nephew. This just sounds really cute and really fun, and I love all of the witchy romances that are coming out lately, and I'm really, really excited for this one. It sounds really fun. So for our final prompt, let's go with this one. And this is to read a book that is set in another country, so something other than the US. So for this, normally I would try to also avoid the UK, but I'm going to go with To Marry and to Meddle by Martha Waters. I do have an arc of this. It comes out right away at the beginning of April, so I wanted to get this on my TBR. This is set in Victorian London, and it is the third book in the To Have and to Hoax series. I think it's called the Regency Vows series. And this one, we are following our heroine whose father is like seriously in debt, and because of that, she has lost all of her suitors, and she is now kind of betrothed to the guy that owns her father's like gambling den where he lost all of his money, but he is absolutely terrible, and she wants to get out of that betrothal. There is I think he's like a Marquess or something like that, but he is kind of like estranged from society because he also owns a theater. He agrees to have a marriage of convenience with her to get her out of all of this disaster. and in exchange, she is going to try and make his theater more respectable to society and try to bring like upper class society members to his theater. Their marriage of convenience turns into feelings, and I'm just really excited. The series is really fun and lighthearted. I really enjoyed the first two, and I'm excited for this third one. So that is it for my April TBR. I'm so excited about this TBR. I have a ton more books that I really want to read, and I have a bunch of vlogs that I'm planning for the month of April. I think I have 3 that are going to be coming in April, but for now, this is my physical TBR. The only one that I really wasn't planning to read was The Cartographers, but I'm not mad about it. It's gonna be a good time. Since this is the only non-romance on my TBR, it's gonna be nice to like mix it up a little bit. And I think that's gonna be it for this video. Let me know what you are reading in April. Let me know if any of these books are on your TBR, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye!